Check, check. All right. All right. Welcome back to the Fantasy Hockey Podcast. It's Sit Start Saturdays. Let's go ahead and get started. And if you got any questions, go ahead and ask me. I'm going to be looking through my own teams a little bit on the side here, which I might show in the once in a while if I'm doing something interesting. But I think I've already made all my decisions. And luckily on some of my teams, I streamed in a way that I don't have to make any decisions, which is always nice. In my main league, I have I'm benching Line, Ehlers, Rantanen, and Theodore. So I actually didn't have to make any choices, which is pretty great. But in our Fantrax league, we've had to make a couple. In the couple, we've had to... Actually, I'm not sure we had to make a change there either. You need to start two between Stalock, Rene, Elliott, and Crawford. So let's see. Minnesota's playing Philly. Although Money Puck gives Minnesota a really good chance to win. I guess they've been playing well lately, but I don't know that I buy that. Is Elliott starting? Do we know that? I'm not sure we know that. Maybe we do. Let me take a quick look. At least Daily Faceoff doesn't have that yet, so I don't know. I don't know if Elliott's starting, so that might be a question mark right there. I also don't know if Crawford's starting, but didn't they play Leonard in the last one? So it would make sense that they do start him. If I remember right. Played on the 12th, yeah, so they probably are going to start him. So it's probably going to be Crawford. I don't know about Elliott, Rene, and Stalock. I mean, Money Puck is saying that Minnesota's like 60% to win this game, so I'd probably play Stalock, actually. And then for your other starts, I think I'd go Rene if he's playing. Okay, Sit One Bangers League, Bangers Cats League. No, wait, you're going to resend it? Okay. I'll take the other one then. Start one between JT Miller, Sagan, Mantha, and Raquel. So you got a bench 3, start 1. I think I would start Sagan. I think I would, even though he's tired and against Nashville. Raquel is the best matchup, but I think he's probably the worst player here. Mantha they're at Montreal, and we don't really know what to expect from him coming back from this injury, so he might not even get that much ice time. And then JT Miller's the other option, but I think I'd just take Sagan. Okay. Sit 2, Bangers Cats League, Mantha, DeBrincat, Keller, Zucker, Voracek. Okay, you can't bench Keller at this point after that 12-shot, 2-goal game or whatever, 2 goals and assists, whatever it was. So I think you got to play Keller. I would... I don't know about Zucker. But I think I would honestly not have activated Mantha yet, probably. So I would be benching Mantha just because, like I just said, I don't know. He might not be able to do anything in this game. He might not get a lot of minutes. And then I'd bench Voracek. Voracek is the definite bench for me. I'm benching him in one of my leagues. Minnesota is not as easy to walk over as they've been recently. Rene, Binnington, Kakkonen. Kakkonen's not playing. It's going to be Stalock. He's already been confirmed. So that gives you Rene and Binnington. Start any of them. I have 2-1 wins, but slightly losing other categories. Then play. I'd probably play. Well, let's see. You could play You could play Rene, and then you have the option at 8 o'clock to play Binnington or not. If you're losing the other categories, I just play them. Like, might as well. All right. Sit 1, Burns at Vancouver, Chychrun at New Jersey, Dahlin at the Islanders, Trouba at Anaheim, or Petrie at Detroit. Blocks are involved. Otherwise, it would have been Trouba right away. It's a points league, though. I think I would sit Trouba because Chychrun would be the sit if it weren't for the fact he's playing Jersey, who are benching Hall. It's going to be a mess again. So I'd probably sit Trouba. Dahlin's another option, but he's back on top power play and doing all right. Or he played all right in his last game anyway. All right. Horvat, Larkin, Couturier need assist power play points. Need to sit one. How's Couturier been doing lately? I feel like he's probably the sit because he's not going to get you a lot of power play points, right? Yeah. I think I would sit Couturier Couturier because he just doesn't get the deployment you need if you're looking for power play points. So I play Larkin and Horvat. Although Larkin doesn't get a bunch either, but I think I'd still play him over Couturier at this point. I should basically always start Bergeron and Zibby over Couture, correct? Usually. If there's a very lopsided matchup, then maybe not. But today I would... Well, wait, yeah. Today I would definitely be playing Bergeron and as a Zibanejad. Although I like Couture, but he needs a pretty good matchup to be a better option than the other two. Choose two: Vasilevsky versus Washington with Samsonov in net, or Varlamov versus Buffalo with Ullmark in net, or Halak at Florida if he starts. Wait, which side are you? Wait, I'm dumb. Of course, you're not the okay. So you have Vasilevsky, Varlamov, and Halak. All right. I would play. The Islanders have been almost unbeatable at home, so I'm playing Varlamov for sure. I'm actually playing both sides of that matchup today. I'm playing Ullmark as well, although I'm just hoping for a low-scoring game. Vasilevsky against Washington is the tough call versus Halak. I think I would play Halak over Vasilevsky if he gets confirmed. But I don't think Vasilevsky is a horrible start either. Start two of Nylander, Pajot, Ryan Strome, Gusev, Kakuffel. Okay. I'm not starting Gusev against Arizona with Kemper and net away. It's going to be that game's going to be tragic for the Devils. I think I play Nylander against the Oilers. So it becomes Pajot or Ryan Strome. Strome is playing with Panarin again, if I remember right. Let me double check this because I don't want to sound like an idiot, but I'm pretty sure he is. He is. Okay. However, he still doesn't have top power play, which is... Actually, yeah. He barely played any power play last time in the last game out. Pajot or Ryan Strome? Who are the Senators playing? They're playing tired Columbus, aren't they? Or just Columbus in general, but with Merzlikins in net. Oh, man. I think I play Pajot. I think I do. It's pretty close, though. Pick three of Burns, Krug, Green, Quinn Hughes, Chernak. You're behind goals by one, tied in blocks, close in assists, and power play points. I would bench Chernak. He just hasn't been doing anything lately. Green is going to be your block dude. Like, if you play Hughes, you're kind of giving up blocks a little bit, but you're much more likely to get assists and power play points. I think I would bench Green and Chernak. Unless you... yeah, I think I would do that. I like the other options just a little bit too much to pass on him. If Malkin's healthy, points league, sit one, O'Reilly, Lindholm, Reinhart. You're not going to sit Malkin if he's healthy. No way. He's been a complete monster, and he's against Jonathan Quick. Like, forget it. You're playing him. So that gives you between O'Reilly, Lindholm, and Reinhart. I think I'd sit Reinhart. Yeah. Islanders at home. It's tough. All right. Cassian, Giroux, Dadonov start two. Depends on the league. I would start Giroux and Dadonov unless you need hits or something. Okay, I think I've got. Let me know if I missed anything, but I think I'm on still. Points league sit to Marchand. You're not sitting Marchand. Fabry, Tatar, Radulov, Duclair, Ekane, Cassian, Hoffman, Palmieri. Love the podcast. Well, thank you. Now, points league, Fabry, I'm assuming, has gotten bumped from that top line. Doesn't seem to matter since he's doing all his damage on the power play anyway, but they haven't shown Romanthus playing yet. But if he's playing, I'm assuming he's taking top line back. But I think if it's a points league, I'm sitting Cassian Palmieri. Palmieri's got nobody to support him anymore. I mean, okay, yes, Jack Hughes, whatever, but he's still not quite there yet. And Cassian, he could be good, but everybody else on that list I like a little bit better tonight. Just a little bit better. It'd be between Cassian and Fabry to me, but I think I play Fabry. He's just been too hot. Sit Timo or Reinhardt or Duclair. I'm sitting Reinhardt, I think. Points only. Ooh. Who did I say Ottawa's playing? Blue Jackets with Merzlik. Okay, you got to play Duclair. There's just a decent chance he's going to put up like 3 points again. I still think it's Reinhardt. It's just that Islanders at home is just they're just too hard. Need a W. Binnington versus Chicago. Riddick against Carolina, or Bobrovsky against Boston. Well, not Bob. That's too risky. I don't think he's getting a win there. I think, according to Money Puck, the Calgary Carolina game is gonna be pretty close, which I agree with. Calgary at home. If it was the other way around, with Carolina at home, it'd be even harder for Riddick to win. But I think you got to play Binnington, right? Binnington against Chicago's got to be the move. You're welcome, Darpa Chief. Hey, Brandon, thanks for doing this. You guys are welcome. Happy to do it. I know that Saturdays are like the day when you have to make the most decisions and have the most impact, and we've all been there, including me. We're making all the same decisions, right? Which reminds me, I better take a quick look and make sure that for the 80th time, make sure that I've set my lines. I really wish I knew if Malkin was playing, because I'll just have to deal with that later. All right, so the lines are set here. I'm playing Gibson and Allmark today, hoping that I can somehow squeeze together a very solid goal against average and save percentage from those guys. This league's all set. I got Jordan Kyrou in today. I'm benching Mike Matheson and Matt Niskanen in a pretty deep dynasty league, but that's opening me up to be able to play Jordan Kyrou, which I'm pretty excited about. Tempted to play Johnston too, although I don't think I need the hits. Ross Johnston, by the way, this is a total aside. In hits leagues, he's playing with Barzell for some reason. And he hits a lot. He gets a ton of pims, and now he's got that little bitty bit of point upside. So it makes him interesting. Definitely makes him interesting. Although, did Pulock get bumped off top line or top power play again? He did. That's annoying. All right. Okay. Should I sit Mrazek versus Calgary? I'm winning save percentage. Goal against average slightly. We're tied in wins. I have Price going tonight versus Detroit. He has Holtby against Tampa. Is Holtby playing? Is Holtby playing? I'm not sure they've said yet, have they? No, Samsonov's likely, so Holtby's probably not playing, so he doesn't have him, most likely. And Lundqvist versus... I would not play Mrazek. I would sit him. I might not even play anybody. Unless your save percentage and goal against average is bad. Like if it's like a 917 or better and your goal against average is like 252 or something or better, or 250 or something or better, I might just bench everybody. Because there's a pretty decent shot that Lundqvist struggles against anybody at this point, just because the Rangers are the Rangers. Zach Cassian or Couturier or O'Reilly, pick two. So bench one. Standard points, Yahoo League. I think I'm playing O'Reilly. So that leaves it to Zach Cassian or Couturier. Um, mm, mm, I think I'll play Couturier, but it's super close. It's super close. Sit one Yahoo Standard Cats plus blocks. Miller, JT, I guess, at San Jose. Yeah. Hurdle at Vancouver. Vrana at Tampa. Has Vrana kept it up? He got bumped off top power play, right? So I'm like low on Vrana again, I feel like. Although he's still been good. His ice time is trash again. I hate this. I don't even understand how he's keeping points up when they give him 13 minutes a game. But yeah, he's not getting enough ice time. So I'm benching Vrana. What is next? Pick up Nielsen for today. I did. Money Puck gives him a 55% chance to win. He's been pretty decent lately. If you need to start, he's one of the better options. Stalock's also a decent option. Has your opinion changed on Voracek? He's back to the top line with Couturier and Giroux. Oh, is Couturier top line again? This may have changed things a little bit. If Couturier is top line, that is a nice boon for him. And finally, right? Man. Yeah, I would definitely play Couturier over Cassian in that other question then. Yeah, that definitely helps. If he's getting his minutes, if Voracek's getting his minutes and shooting, that's what was missing for him. All right, he played 21 minutes last game, got 4 shots. That is making me just wonder if I need to be playing him, actually. Because I actually am benching him in a league. And that looks a lot better than it did. But over Jeff Carter, probably at this point. Yeah, I think I'll move him for Jeff Carter. Cool. Well, thank you for that. Yeah, the opinion does change a bit. It's all about his deployment. So, yeah, that helps. Funny, the next one's about Jeff Carter. But, okay, sit one, Zibanejad, Ovi, Larkin, Ben, Nelson. Ben or Nelson. Not Larkin. Or probably not Larkin. Definitely not Ovi. Definitely not Zibanejad. I think I would bench Nelson. He's not playing top power play recently. They kind of switched up the lines again, and he is kind of an odd man out. So that doesn't help. And he's kind of been up and down. I do like the matchup a decent amount against Buffalo, but I just don't know that he's the better option to Ben. I don't know. He still plays good minutes, and Ben has been Ben. Who's Dallas playing? Let me check that real quick. If Dallas has a bad matchup, then maybe you play Nelson. Nashville, who've been like all over the place. It's a toss-up. I feel like I'd play Ben, but I'm not like super convinced on it. Jeff Carter, triple eligibility worth a look, yeah. Carter has been he hasn't been able to get a whole lot of points on the board, but he's been getting he's pretty good for oh, come on. I don't care about Jeff Carter, the basketball player. He's been pretty good about getting shots on net. I am kind of baffled by how infrequently he's able to score, 2 years running now, but and his power play usage is not great, but I think he has use in some leagues, but he's not like a long-term hold or anything. Triple eligibility helps. Start Hoffman versus Boston over any of Skinner versus the Islanders, DeBrincat versus St. Louis, Gensel versus LA, or Pasta. I would play him over Skinner, I think. Yeah. I really think that Buffalo's going to struggle against the Islanders at home, but maybe they won't. Trade Quick and Olofsson for Murray and Atkinson. No. Well, Olofsson to Atkinson, I think, is a pretty significant dip. Goal against is -3 in that league. Okay, so this is a save-heavy league because you only take 5 saves is as much as a goal against, and 10 saves is more than a win. So Quick actually isn't terrible in that league. I think I would hold. I do like Murray, but I mean, it might be a while before he bounces back, and he might wind up in some sort of weird timeshare, which is not going to be good for a points league. So I like Olofsson enough that I think I would hold on. Thoughts on Lundqvist against Anaheim? We're playing him in the Cupful. I don't know that he gets the win, but I think he'll play well enough. Sit or start the bottle of wine behind me? I mean, it's starting. Just not yet. There's also like a whole bar over here. Whole bar. But that's for later. Okay, sit one. Defense in a Bangers Cats League. Yossi at Dallas. Okay, we're still good on time. Riley at Edmonton. Doughty at Pittsburgh. Jones at Ottawa or Clefbaum at Toronto. Currently leading goals by 6. Okay. Shots by 19. Hits tied in A. You're tied. Okay. So you need power play points. I would sit Jones. I mean, Riley's also an option considering he's not been playing power play 1, but I feel like he's getting more of a shot lately. I'm making that up. No, he's not getting more of a shot. But I still think he's more likely to get assists than Jones, even though they're at Ottawa. So I think I'd bench Jones. I'm not a big Jones guy. Not a big Jones guy. Although he's good for peripherals, but you're locked out on all of them basically, so you don't really need to worry about it. Mantha or Pavelski? Mantha. Yep. Even though I've said all this stuff, points only league, still Mantha. Even though I've mentioned how I'm like a little worried about what Mantha's deployment's gonna be like today, I still like him more than Pavelski. Sit 2 points league. Hintz, Garland. Ooh, these are deep ones. Nelson. Okay, Zibanejad, you're not benching. Garland. Garland is back to playing stupid minutes also, isn't he? Garland's one of those guys that I swear if he would just get like 15, 16 minutes on average, he would be good. He played 10 minutes in his last, like 11 minutes. You have to bench Garland. Just because he's not getting the deployment, he just isn't getting it. Domi, Reinhardt. Okay. So beyond that's Reinhardt or Hintz. I think Hintz is still bounced from power play 1, if I remember right. So I would be leaning Hintz. No, he's on power play 1. Okay. Maybe play Hintz. Maybe you bench. Maybe you bench Garland and Reinhardt, or Garland and Nelson. I think. He's been outblocking Krug. Has he? Yeah, I guess Krug. I kind of just gloss right over Krug because I always think of him such a lock to play. But yeah. Am I doing the right thing by sitting my goalies here? I'm hoping to catch up in those offensive cats. It depends. This date late in the week, if you're considering benching goalies, it's usually the right option. If you're ahead in your averages categories and you don't have like saves or something, then benching goalies makes sense if you have like above average, like if you're like a 9. So league average is what, 905 or something. So if you're like a 910 or better in save percentage, you're better off just benching your goalies because you're running a risk of ruining a above average save percentage. So I typically will bench unless I'm pretty convinced that I'm going to get beat out on those cats. So yeah, I think you're probably right, but I don't know. JT Miller or Braden Shen points league. Shen has been really good this season. Doesn't have Kyrou on his wing, right? He's got somebody else. I can't remember. I think I play Shen. Right? Yeah, I think I play Shen. Yeah. Sorry if I already answered this, but should I start? I should definitely sit Ullmark tonight. Well, it's not going to be tonight because they're playing in 30 minutes. But I'm playing Ullmark. Now, it's kind of out of necessity. I'm pretty far behind in save percentage goal against average. I need some sterling numbers, so I'm taking a risk. I don't think Ullmark's going to get the win. I don't think he's going to get shelled either, though. Islanders are not a high-scoring team. So I think you can play him. I don't think it's going to be the biggest deal in the world. It's just, again, it matters. It's based on your matchup at this point. Did you guys create this podcast this year? Really effective, creative podcast. Love it. Thanks for the feedback. No, we didn't. We've been around since this is our 4th season. So we've been around. We started when we started. It was a daily podcast. Oh, my hair is terrible. There we go. Better. It was a daily podcast, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, or Monday through Friday. But it was like an hour long, and it was insane. It was so stat heavy and rambly and just basically pretty awful. And then we shortened it to like Monday, Wednesday, Friday. But this season is when we really started, like we pushed into YouTube. We started doing live stuff like this. And we started doing video content. So we've just really tried to move ahead. We tried to take next step this season and really put a little bit more focus into it. But we've been around for a bit. And it's always just been me and Gamby since forever. Kachuk or Armia, points league, no hits. Kachuk. As much as I love Armia, he's kind of like he's a peripheral guy, and if he's not putting up peripherals, I don't know that he's ever going to be a big point guy, but we'll see. I have Hart and Vasilevsky. Should I trade away Murray and a forward for point? If so, should the forward be Kreider? I would trade either of them. If you can get point for Murray and Kreider or Tatar while you already have Hart and Vasilevsky, I would do it in a heartbeat. I would let them pick. Which one do you want? I think right now Tatar is better than Kreider. He's just been playing better this season, although I think he's going to fall off eventually, but Kreider is like droppable in a lot of leagues. Thoughts on Killorn? I hated him for a long time. I was the first one to be like, this dude's pointless. He's played his whole career being like mediocre, right? But he seems to be working with Cirelli and Stamkos. So while that end on top power play obviously helps. So while he's in that deployment, I actually like him a lot. But he's one of those guys that's completely tied to his line. If they lose Stamkos off that line, I can't imagine how long he stays relevant. But especially if he drops off top power play. Perron, DeBrincat, Olofsson, Evander Kane, or Nylander play 2. Ooh, you've got a tough one. Standard Cats. Man, there's like no right answer there. All these guys are pretty good starts. DeBrincat against. I haven't been up on DeBrincat lately. He's been pretty good though, if I remember right. Yeah, he's been pretty good. Pretty good. I think you bench Olofsson just because the matchup's going to be tough. Toronto is playing who? Toronto's playing Oilers. Okay. The answer to who to bench besides Olofsson is pretty tough. I think I'd bench Kane unless you need his shots and hits. If you need points, then I would bench Kane. But if you need his shots and hits, then he's like a must start basically. I hate that term, by the way, but in this case, it kind of matters. I think I bench Nylander. Doesn't feel good. I really feel like everybody you listed can get like multiple points tonight, given the right scenario. I think Olofsson's the only one that's gonna have a really tough matchup. You think Islanders eventually split from the 1A, 1B goalie situation closer to the playoffs? If so, who do you think the starter will be? I took my shot with Varlamov because they're probably bringing in Sorokin next season, a Russian goaltender who's like a phenom. And they brought in Varlamov as a Russian being to kind of pull him in. That's why they gave him that contract. That's why like the whole Leonard thing happened to an extent. And that's why there was a little bit of sourness there. So I figured they were going to give him majority starts as like a kind of promise in a weird way to Sorokin. But at this point, I don't think they're going to break the tandem. And if anything, I think more teams are going to start going towards the tandem than away from it. I think it's going to be very common going forward. But they give you good averages. So you just need to have a true starter on your team and then one of them, and you're in good shape. Should I start Quick or Blackwood? Well, Quick is against Pittsburgh, which is super dangerous. Neither one. But if you really had to make the choice... Okay. If you really have to make the choice, I'd play Quick if Malkin's out. If Malkin does not make it back tonight, I'd play Quick. If Malkin's back, I think I'd play Blackwood and just hope that they just go into a turtle shell because they're going to have no offense anyway, and hope that they can not get blown up by Arizona, who's been weirdly offensive lately. But really, like, their system is not that offensive, so you'd think that there's a less chance of Jersey getting shelled out than, although Pittsburgh's got tons of injuries too. They both suck, but either one is like equally dangerous, I guess. I'd probably play Blackwood just because Arizona just never strikes me as like a high-scoring team. Barry, Shattenkirk, Carlson, Vatanen, sit one. You need power play points and assists. I would sit Shattenkirk. The other guys are most likely to get you power play points and assists, I think. Stahl or Getzlav? Which Stahl? Jordan or Eric? Either way, probably Getzlav, actually. But thanks for all the content. You guys are awesome. Traded Weber for Wheeler this week. What are your thoughts on this move long term? I like it. I mean, Wheeler has been pretty not great this season so far, but he has all the tools at his disposal, and he's been better lately. He was off to a very rough start, but he's starting to like kind of right the ship. I like him more than Weber for sure. Got a utility spot open, so I wonder if I start Adam Fox or Gurianov tonight. I don't know that I'm a big fan of either one. Fox without top power play is like a guy that's going to get you either an assist or literally nothing. Gurianov, is he still playing decent lines? Who's he playing with? Is he even playing? Didn't he get... No, he's playing. Okay. Where's he at? Why am I missing him here? He's playing with Corey Perry and Jason Dickinson. Ugh. I think I play Fox. Good afternoon, Kerry. Picked up Fabry and dropped Larkin. Was that a bad drop? And should I drop Donskoy? I would pick Larkin back up, especially over... I like him over Fabry and Donskoy. Fabry's been really good lately, but his numbers make no sense. He's due to cool it sooner or later, especially because he's probably going to be bumped from top line with the return of Mantha, which should be today. So I would try to get Larkin back. Dropping Donskoy, like, probably... Like, what's he going to do now? He's back in the same position he was prior to the injuries over there. So he's playing... Yeah, he's dead. He's dead. You can drop Donskoy. You can try to trade him, but he's pretty much worthless at this point. He's playing less than 14 minutes last game. Ice time dipped quite a bit. No longer top line, top power play. The ride is over, which is fairly expected for him. Although, wait, they're showing him back top line. Come on, are they actually still playing him up there? They still doing this like weird? Oh, they are. They are still playing with McKinnon. He's not top power play though, and his minutes are dropping. He's going to be droppable. I would rather have Larkin than him, but I might rather have him than Fabry. So, start D'Angelo versus Anaheim or Marino versus LA. I would play D'Angelo. Top power play, pretty good. Got a sweet pad, thanks. We took this lease over, actually, in March. Somebody had a 2-year lease. We took it over in the middle, and we're pretty sure they're going to raise the rent to the extent that we're going to have to move in March. So that will be fun. Need to catch up on Scory Cats. Stream 2 defensemen for today. Hronik, Ghost, or Gustafson. Definitely Hronik. I really like him today and tomorrow. I think I take... God, who do you take, right? Between Gostisbehere and Gustafson. I think I take Gustafson. I think I do. Yeah. Samsung confirmed. Yeah. He was likely before, but... Or stream 1 D today and a forward tomorrow. Oh, stream 2 today. Oh, yeah. I would stream 2. I think an extra defenseman start is better than 1 forward start usually, especially when you're looking at waiver wire stuff. Start 2, Olofsson versus the Islanders. You have Eichel as well. Meyer versus Vancouver. Larkin versus Montreal. Duclair versus Columbus. So Columbus is playing Merzlikins. I think I play Duclair. I think I bench Olofsson, especially because you have Eichel. And I think I play Meyer. I think I play Duclair and Meyer. Yep. Can you speak to owning just 1 or 2 goalies in Standard Cats League? Every my league has 3+, but I've dropped down just Price and Markstrom. Yeah. If you're in an averages league, so Standard Cats, you have shutouts, so you can kind of argue that that's like an additional cumulative stat, but it's so hard to predict. I just kind of ignore it. If you have wins, save percentage, goal against average as your Cats, you really just need to hit your minimums if you have good numbers. So just having one really, really good goaltender is typically good enough, and then you can stream in. You can even run one goalie, like you're saying. I don't see any reason to run three, unless you have like 6 or 7 bench spots or something where you're not really getting the value out of that last bench spot. Then you could argue it just because you may not be able to do anything with that anyway. But I would typically not be running more than 2. Good morning, Shanae. Start 2, Strome at St. Louis, Radulov at Nashville, Duclair at versus Columbus, Rust versus LA, down hits, shots, face-off wins. If you're down hits and shots, I don't know how far you're on hits on face-off wins, but I feel like I'd play Duclair and Rust. Especially if Malkin's back, definitely Rust. But Rust just gets hits and shots like crazy. Duclair's probably your best shot guy, if not Rust. So I think I played Rust and Duclair. I also like their matchups the most. Blackwood played great yesterday, so he did play yesterday, you're right. Just a little heads up for that guy asking. Well, he played, but Dominguez started and got hurt, right? So who is the other? I don't even know who their other goalie is. Isn't that what happened? Didn't Dominguez get hurt? Or did he get sick? I can't remember the narrative. I just remember seeing that he was day to day. Who am I looking up? Dominguez, right? He's still day to day, so he didn't play though, did he? He didn't. No, he did. He did. Jesus Christ. Yeah, he got a lower body injury during Friday's game. So Blackwood did play a bit, but I bet he plays today. Blackwood is starting today. He played only. Wow, I should have just read the next. Yes, yes. Traded Hurdle, Donskoy, Dylan Strome for Aho and Kadri. Did I do good? You did good. Donskoy is, despite the fact, I just went through him a little bit, but despite the fact that he's still playing top line, I think eventually he gets bumped. He's already not playing top power play, and his minutes are dropping. I like Kadri over Donskoy. Dylan Strome is Dylan Strome. He's like up and down depending on his line mates. Hurdle has been struggling lately. Aho is the gem here, so I do like that trade. What's a reasonable upgrade if I want to trade away Stone? I wouldn't right now. You're trading at like a min value for Stone. Even though he has like a few points lately, people are like kind of iffy on him because he was so slow for a while there. But if you really wanted to trade Stone in a points league, goal assist, power play points, negative for PIMS, I guess just why? I think that Stone is pretty good. But if you wanted to trade him, you could target somebody good on Dallas. You could try even to get like a Sagan in that league since shots don't matter. Maybe Giroux. Giroux's a pretty decent target. Those are 2 options anyway. Dylan Strome or Ryan Nugent-Hopkins, standard points. Last I saw, they were playing Draisaitl with RNH. They still doing that? Did they stop doing that? They stopped doing that. Of course they did. So now he's got Marcus Granlund and Alex Chasen. Good God. I think I'd play Dylan Strome. Might need to trade or drop Point or Zibanejad because I have too many centers. My others are Bergeron and Malkin. Got Bergeron on trade. What would you suggest? I definitely wouldn't drop either one. I would pretty much put everybody on the block and see what response you get. Like, I like all those guys, so kind of let people come to you with offers, and they'll give you the narrative of who they're interested in, right? Somebody will be like, oh, I want Zibanejad for whatever. It doesn't even matter what they offer you. You'll know who they want of your centers, and then you can kind of curate. You'll be like, okay, they're acting like they're going to try to lowball, but they really do want this player, so I can flip it around and either package Zibanejad with somebody else. This is an example, to make it 2 for 2, to upgrade your picks or your players, or you can just try to squeeze them on whoever it is they target. But yeah, you definitely should move somebody. And even though Bergeron and Malkin are like your better centers right now, I wouldn't necessarily keep them out of the conversation because I think Point and Zibanejad are so good that they're not droppable. So having the other guys as trade candidates as well is good. Crazy Henry, hello, how are you? How are you? I am good. How are you, sir? I've had Parayko all season. Do I consider shopping him? Not great for fantasy, but better than what is on free agency. Is he? Who's on free agency? I feel like Vatanen is on a lot of free agencies. He's only 10% still. I feel like that's lower than Parayko, and he's significantly better right now. Parayko's 55%. Why? I don't understand why Parayko is 55% owned. If you're in a blocks league, maybe, but he just doesn't offer enough for that. You could try to shop Parayko, but I doubt people are buy on him unless you're in like a 20-person league. Just got a trade offered. My DeBrincat and Dahlin for Sergachev and Meyer. No. Sergachev is not good. He's way too up or down. He doesn't play enough power play time. I like Meyer, but I would rather have DeBrincat and Dahlin. Thank you for doing this. You guys are awesome. You're welcome. Thanks for coming out. I have to start two: Bobrovsky, Hart, and Markstrom. Hart and Markstrom, I think. Like Bob, the odds of Bob getting shelled into pieces by Boston is so high. Hart plays Minnesota, who've been good lately, but and actually I think Bob and Hart. Let's take a look at MoneyPuck. This is what I'm using. Partially is what I'm using. This is MoneyPuck.com. Wait, this doesn't show my. Hang on, I want to have this show my my cursor. Capture cursor. All right, it's still not showing my cursor, but whatever. And now I've broken it. No, I'm moving the layout around. I'm doing everything wrong. All right, let's fix this real quick. Let's fix this. Let's fix this. No, Control Z. No, everything's ruined. I've ruined it all. Or does this look right? I actually don't even know what this looks like. Oh, maybe this looks right. I'm just like overreacting. It does look right. Except my camera's off now. How did that happen? Did I move the overlay? Nope. Move the camera. Get in there. Oh, this is too meta. You can see this. You can see my settings. All right, whatever. This is good enough. I don't know exactly how my camera got moved, but so this is what I'm using for looking up these percentages. But you see, Hart has about 40%. Bob has about 40%. But I like Hart because I just think the odds of Bob getting shelled are higher. Okay. I have to start two. Let's just move back out of this scene because I've ruined it. I have to start two. No, I already read that one. Bit of a deeper league. Standard cats and blocks. Start two. Yarncroke, Goudreau, Heinen, Grimaldi. It's definitely a deeper league. What is the latest on Yarncroke? He still has decent deployment, doesn't he? I don't know about his minutes, but I feel like he's got decent line mates at least. And he does. Yeah. So I play Yarncroke, I think. Gaudreau's been pretty good lately. Heinen has lost top power play, if I remember right. And is kind of in like not a great... He's playing with Charlie Coyle, which is all right, but... what's Gaudreau doing? I think I might do Heinen and... just because the matchup's pretty good. Heinen and Yarncroke. Yeah. I think I do Heinen and Yarncroke. Do you like Zucker rest of the season? I never like Zucker rest of the season. He's such a streaky player. So I like him for some of the season, but that's about it. Do you think I should risk it? Oh, wait. I need to move a center for a winger. What do you think of William Karlsson for DeBrincat? I like DeBrincat. So if you can make that happen, I would do it. I'm not even that big a fan of DeBrincat, but I feel like a lot of people are lower on him than I am at this point for some reason. And William Karlsson has really slowed down, and like he's never going to be as good as that one season where he was ridiculous. Just it's never going to happen again. So yeah, I like DeBrincat on that side. Do you think I should risk it and hope Malkin will play? I think Malkin's only 6, so like unless he has something significant, I can't imagine he's going to miss tonight. But you might not have to make the decision, right? If one of your bench guys is the guy that plays at 7, just like Malkin does, you can swap him out closer to game time. Svechnikov, Teravainen, Kucherov, Kessel, and Evander Kane bench 1. I think I bench Kessel. I would bench Evander Kane if you're looking for... No, you know what? I bench Kessel just in general. What are your thoughts on Oliver Ekman-Larsson for a keeper league? Someone offering me him. Perron and Bernier for Bishop and Ethan Bear. Defensemen get you the most points in my league. Defensemen get you the most points because of what? Because blocks are worth a lot, or because there's defenseman points, or what's the deal? How do they get you a lot of points, I guess is the question. So you're getting offered OEL, Perron, and Bernier for Bishop and Ethan Bear. Is this a dynasty league? How deep is the keeper? How many keepers? I'll get back to that once I have all the information. Start Point and Horvat, given what teams are playing today. Point or Horvat. So Point is playing Boston. Horvat's playing the Sharks. I think I still play Point. I think I play Point. Went to an Islanders game earlier this season. That was a nightmare getting to Nassau on public transit. Yes, it is. It sucks. It's horrible. You have to take like the LIR out to the middle of nowhere and then take a bus or something, if I remember right. It's not good. Although I haven't done it in a while. I go to the games in in Brooklyn once in a while. I used to have season tickets there for a while, but once I started doing this split thing, it's why would you? What site is best for looking at all ice time categories? Natural Stat Trick. So even though I've ruined my, it's not ruined. I just don't like it anymore. Can I fix this? There. That looks better. I don't know why my camera is all stupid, but we'll figure it out later. I go to Natural Stat Trick. This is the same thing that powers our tools. So you can look at like everything. Like this site has anything you possibly want to look up. And if for some reason it does it, you can find the rest on Hockey Reference. Yeah. So Natural Stat Trick is the answer to your question. Mantha, Armia, Brady Tkachuk, bench one. I think I bench Armia. Unless you need shots and hits. Man, he gets to play Detroit, though. He gets to play Detroit. Maybe bench Mantha. I mean, we just don't know what he's going to look like coming back from this injury. 6 keepers. 6? Why does anybody want Ethan Bear in a 6-keeper league? Checks for goals and assists? Wait, what does that mean? You're still saying defensemen get you most points in your league, but how? They get more points for goals and assists? Either way, I don't think maybe I do. Because Ethan Bear, I don't think you necessarily need. Bishop is good. Bishop is the best player in that trade, but what is his contract look like? I can't remember when his contract's up. I think it's a while though, isn't it? It's a while. I think I just keep Bishop. I like Perron a lot, but you're like falling down as far as goalies. And Ethan Bear, I don't think you need him. Sorry I missed the goalie stream questions. Stream Nielsen versus Columbus or Stalock versus Minnesota. So, Money Puck says that Stalock has a 60% chance to win and Nielsen has a 54% chance to win. So the books are on the Minnesota side. If you only need a win, I guess Stalock, but I personally picked up Nielsen because I'm trying to get a win and good numbers, and I think he's got the lower risk of being shelled, basically. Dubois and Jones. Which Jones? Seth or Martin? For Trouba and Simmons. I'm guessing it's Seth. No, I'd hold. I'd hold Dubois and Jones. Killorn and Palmieri tonight. I'd play Killorn. Hall is going to get scratched again. Like, it's just nothing going there. More points for goals and assists. Okay. OEL still doesn't get goals and assists, so it doesn't really matter that much. So I do like Perron. Bernier is like a complete toss. So it's basically, this is OEL and Perron for Bishop, in my opinion. Which is, I would just keep Bishop. No worry, Dominic. It's fine. It's all good. All right. So I'm at the bottom, and we got 9 minutes left. So pretty close to game start. I didn't even finish checking my own team. So while I'm waiting for more questions, I'm going to go ahead and... Actually, I might as well just show you guys what's going on here. This camera's bothering me. Can I fix this real quick? Cam link. Let's go ahead and move this so it's a little bit similar to the other one, right? Better. Yeah, so this is one of the listener leagues, actually. So, the Cupful. Yeah, so we're streaming in Nielsen. We had a crazy start count lead, 59 to 50, and yet we're losing badly, which is ridiculous. Look at this original projection difference. It's just sad. But now we're in a fight, so hoping we can pull this one out. Although I actually think our projections are a little bit better because he's going to get these 2 starts tonight, but on Saturday, on Sunday, he still has another goal. These 2 goalies neither one of these guys are going to start probably. So these are inflating his projections a little bit. So there's a good shot we win this one, especially with Hellebuck in net against a tired Philly tomorrow. All right, what do you think of the trade Mrazek and Horvat for Binnington? I would do it. I like Binnington rest of the season. Bench Krejci. Everyone else plays top power play. Krejci still gets points. It doesn't seem to matter if he's on top power play, but it depends on who you'd be starting over him. Percentage of Jari starting versus Montreal. Comments about his performance lately. He's been unreal. Although his last game was 17 shots against, so I don't know. But Jari, like historically, has been. Let's just take a look. Right, Tristan Jari, elite prospects. So we've talked about him. Actually, fun story. Our first negative review ever was because we recommended not picking up Tristan Jari when I think it was, I don't know if it was Fleury at that point. Somebody went down. It might have been Murray in this season. And somebody flamed us because he played pretty well early on. Look at these numbers. Look at the numbers. Right? So let's look at his history. So Hockey Reference is another site we use quite a bit. Tristan Jari. If I remember right, the first time let me see if there's a way to. I haven't really messed around trying to look into his season. There we go. Okay. No, actually, he only played 1 game here. This is not the right one. So I'm pretty sure he started out like hot in this season. Yeah, look at this. This looks familiar, doesn't it? 9-4-1, kind of an game. Good game, kind of game. Great game, great game. He was pretty strong off the bat. Shutouts, 2 shutouts early in his career. But then it just started he had a lot of bad games mixed in where he got shelled out. That all averaged out to a 901. So he's kind of up and down. He got pulled a lot. Look at all these pulls. Pulled. It's crazy. That's a lot of pulls. Pulled. Although, maybe this may have been, judging by the fact he got pulled at 800, this is probably he probably got put in relief. This is also probably a relief play, but still. So I like the idea of playing him for now, but I don't think that. I think eventually he's gonna come back down to earth. Is Gamby ever coming back to the East Coast? I don't think he's gonna move back here. I think he's gonna live. Well, I don't know. He's gonna be in LA for the foreseeable future. At least that much. Don't even press questions. Just want to say these live streams are excellent. Thanks. You're welcome. Thank you for coming, Rogerson. Okay, so you'd be benching one of Olofsson, Killorn, or Getzlav for Krejci. Yeah, I think I'd play Olofsson, Killorn, and Getzlav at this point, so I would be benching Krejci. Someone's trying to offer me Riley plus for Hughes in a keeper league. Do I entertain this or just keep Hughes unless the plus is really worth it? I would entertain it. I think sooner or later Riley's going to get top power play back. I really do. I really do. So Hughes is good, but he just seems to be doing a little bit too much lately. I'm actually going to dig into my my show copy here, which might take a second to load, and because I do want to see. I have to assume that his on ice shooting is high, because he's been too good. He's been so good, but maybe it's not. I don't know. Yeah, this needs to load, but okay. Schmaltz, Dvorak, Stahl, or Boone Jenner as a pickup for today. Other suggestions might have centers, not looking for Sunday, just for tonight. Why are you not looking for Sunday? If you're only looking for tonight, you might as well be looking for guys that can play both, unless you have like enough room to do whatever you want. But I think I'd slightly lean Dvorak, just because Jersey is in such shambles right now. Okay, Quinn Hughes. What is his on-ice shooting? Actually, it's not crazy. I mean, it's 11.5%, which is it's pretty high, but it's not insane. His power play point total is like he's got way too many power play points. They're gonna come down a little bit. Vancouver just has been getting way too much power play in general. The time on ice they get on the power play is just they're just dominating opportunities. So it's kind of inflating guys like Quinn Hughes and Boho Rhett. You have 3 ads left. Okay, that makes sense. What other centers are a good idea for tonight? Is there really anybody that would be waiver material that's like good pickup for tonight? Centers. Stahl's not a bad one. He really isn't. Not a lot interesting though. Really isn't a lot. I mean, Peugeot's probably added, but Brock Nelson, not bad. But I think I would have Stahl or Dvorak. Probably Dvorak. Okay. Has Klinger lost top power play for good? Should I hold him or drop him for Shattenkirk or Edler? I don't think he's lost it for good. I think he'll get it back. But I would give him another like 2 weeks or so. Or at least like through holidays. Daryl, hey Brandon, due to ongoing injury with Grubauer, would you drop him for Markstrom going forward? I wouldn't. Although Markstrom is pretty good. You can't stash him? Is he on IR? Are they doing that stupid thing where they just don't put him on IR and like annoy everybody? I don't have any shares of Grubauer actually. Oh wait, he's taken. They took him off of IR on Yahoo, so he might be playing. I would hold him. Hey Brandon, who do you think I should drop, Chicken or Vatanen rest of the season? I don't have a lot of moves. I would drop Chicken. I feel like Vatanen's pretty good on top power play, and the likelihood of him continuing to be decent is a little bit higher than Chicken. So I would keep Vatanen. Sit one of Gaudreau, Connolly, Dvorak, Saad. I don't buy Connolly, so I think I would sit Connolly. Yeah. He's been good this season, but kind of despite everything that makes any sense. So I think Connolly would be the guy that I would be benching. Let me just double check their lines. He's been playing second line, right? Lately. Yeah. Decent deployment, but I think I'd be benching him. Or Gaudreau. I'd bench Gaudreau, actually. Thanks, love the channel. Thank you. Thanks for coming up. Is it worth making a move for Zadina in a 20-team league with hits and blocks, thinking about dropping Buchnevich? I'm not convinced he's going to be long-term, like in the NHL. And also with Mantha back, he's going to get bumped. He got to play top power play. He's not going to be able to play that with the return of Mantha. So I think it's kind of a push between him and Buchnevich at this point. Oh, Hintz is available? I would take Hintz over those guys. And Johansson, actually. I would take either one of them because Johansson has such a good matchup. Right? Johansson's playing against, well, not the best matchup in the world, but playing against Dallas. Actually, maybe not Johansson. I think I'd play Hintz. Just because somehow Nashville has not been good defensively. Vatanen or Dumba? The answer should be Dumba, but right now it's Vatanen. I'm still holding on to Dumba just with dumb hope, but we'll see. All right. It's 1 o'clock. I'm going to be wrapping this up soonish, so if you've got any last-minute questions, bang them out, and then that'll be that. So not ideal, but I've been running the entire Rangers power play defense core. Wow, that's risky. Paying off now, but definitely need to drop one. Thinking Fox. You're right. I would drop Fox. So what you're saying, you have Trouba, D'Angelo, and Fox? That's insane. You should definitely drop at least one of them. Probably Fox. Should I stream a random goalie or pick Zadina for tomorrow in a deep points league? These are my best options. Probably Kakinen. Kakinen's not playing. So, Stalock is in. Although, if you can get Stalock, I would play him. In most points leagues, if you can get a winning goalie, it's worth more than a single start from a different player. Like a single goalie start, if you think they're going to play well, in most points leagues is going to be worth more than a forward start, which is worth more than a defensive start. It's kind of how it goes. So if you can get 2 starts from a forward, then you start thinking about it. But if you're only going to be able to get 1 start from Zadina, you're much better off just taking a goalie you think he's going to win. So if you can get Stalock, take Stalock, I think. What are your thoughts on Sherratt? We figured this out. From a point perspective, he's been like weirdly getting points lately. Isn't that the deal? He's not going to keep getting points, if that's the question. Although he hasn't really. He's good lord, his peripherals. Okay, yeah. I really do like him for peripherals. So if you need a peripheral guy, I think he's a pretty good option. Geez, we may even want to consider him in the couple here. The hits are just insane, but I don't think the shots are going to keep up the way they are. He's getting a lot of minutes, though. That's going to help. Have Sagan, Radulov, Kling looking to break up the stack. Who'd you move? Whoever's people are interested in. I think Kling is going to be hard to sell at this point, but if he can't get top power play back, he's in deep trouble. So you might be trying to move him if you have people that show interest in him. Sagan, you're going to lose the most value on, I think, until you can figure it out. Well, actually, Sagan and Radulov, you lose a lot of value on. I would just kind of, I would say any of them are available and just kind of feel it out. Krejci versus Florida, Wilson versus Tampa in a points league. I'd play Krejci. All right. I think that will do it. So, thank you for coming out. Gamby will be back. I want to say we'll be able to do the week preview episode. I mean, I just don't know because he had some issues with his vehicle. So I think he's a little late getting to where he's going. But I think we'll be able to do the week preview. And then after that, things should be like back to normal. It's just going to be interesting for us to figure out how to schedule things. One more question. Tom Wilson versus Tampa or DeBrincat versus St. Louis. DeBrincat. Definitely. Okay. Yeah, so thanks for coming out. We'll definitely catch you on Wednesday at the very latest, probably for week preview, but that might be coming out Monday instead of Sunday. We'll just have to see. But yeah, it's great to hear from everybody. And do I start Hall next week in my weekly league? Seems like the teams are all over the place. Don't want to miss games. I have the situation. I'm going to. It's risky. It really is. But I can't imagine they would just be scratching him repeatedly if they don't have something very close coming. And this is the important bit. Any trades have to be done by the 19th. Or there's roster lock. So, if he's getting moved, it's getting moved before then, or they're going to play him, I would think. So, yeah, I think I'd play him. Okay, that'll do it. Thanks, guys, for coming out. Really appreciate it seeing everybody here. We'll do it again next week. Goodbye. Thanks for watching.